Hey everyone, I'm Nico from Licks of the Beast. Today we're going to look at Adrian Smith's awesome solo to Prodigal Son. Prodigal Son is one of Iron Maiden's more unusual songs, and there's a good chance that if this is the only song you heard from Iron Maiden, you probably wouldn't really know what they actually sounded like. Steve Harris wrote this one on acoustic guitar, whereas he normally tends to write on bass, and I'm sure that contributed to the song turning out the way it did with that late 60s, early 70s kind of vibe. This song appeared on Killers, which was Iron Maiden's second album and the first to feature Adrian Smith on guitar, making this one of Adrian's very first solos with the band. And already 40 years ago, you can hear the markings of what was to become Adrian's signature style and sound. That choppy phrasing, the wide and expressive vibrato, the blending of the blues scale and the Aeolian mode, the sense of melody and pacing, it was all there already. And what stands out to me the most in this solo is the way he sometimes changes how he attacks the string by varying where on the string he picks a note or changing the angle of the pick in order to create dynamics and tonal variety within the solo. So even early on, Adrian was establishing himself as a masterful lead guitar player who didn't just fill his section of the lead break with notes and licks, but instead created memorable solos that actually added to the song. Now, before we get to learning the solo, I just want to quickly go over the scale pattern that Adrian is using and two techniques that you need to master in order to play this one correctly. In this solo, we're in the key of E minor, and as with many of Adrian's solos, we're going to be using a combination of the natural minor scale and the blues scale. And we're going to be sticking mainly to this 12th fret position and the 17th fret position. So here's the blues scale in the 12th fret position starting on the 6th string. Now for the natural minor scale, we're going to be using a slightly different fingering that allows for more diagonal movement. So we're going to be starting on the 7th degree of the scale instead of the root, and here it is on the 10th fret position on the 6th string. And now here's the same scale an octave higher starting from the 17th fret on the 5th string. And of course you can combine the two together. In this solo, Adrian plays long sustained bends in 3 different spots. So you want to make sure that your bends are perfectly in tune in order to play this one correctly. Here's an exercise that I like to use in order to keep my bends sounding sharp. You basically start from any point in the scale, play 3 successive notes, and then bend the second note to match the pitch of the third note. This gives you a pitch to aim for within the context of a musical phrase. Then from there, just keep going up the scale. The second technique I want to go over is the finger roll. You're going to need this one for that last lick to avoid having the notes bleed into one another. A finger rolling is when you play 2 successive notes on adjacent strings on the same fret. So when you're playing the note on the lower string, the finger joint is flexed. When you play the note on a higher string, the finger joint extends. So one easy way to practice finger rolls is to pick any point in the neck where you're comfortable and just practice rolling your fingers in that fashion on all 4 fingers, going all the way up the strings and then back down again. key point with this technique is that when the finger joint is flexed, that finger is muting the string just above it. When the finger joint is extended, the fingertip is muting the string below it. Alright, and now let's get to the solo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down into 8 separate licks, and for each one I'm going to play it once at regular speed and then 2 times slowly. So let's start with the first lick. Now slowly. Once again. And now slowly. And once again. Slowly. And one more time. Now lick number 4. Now slowly. And one more time. This next lick is a series of dyads played in fourths with some single notes blended in. And now slowly. And one more time. We're already at the second last lick. And now slowly. And one more time. And now the last descending run to end the solo. And now slowly. more time. So that concludes this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all soon with more licks of the beast.